Fujifilm Fujinon XF18 to 120mm f4L MPZWR review. Designed for Fujifilm X series mirrorless cameras, the Fujifilm XF18 to 120mm f4L MPZWR is a 6.7x zoom lens suitable for both stills and video. The Fuji 18 to 120mm lens provides an angle of view similar to that of a 27 to 183mm lens used in 35mm systems, with a constant maximum aperture of f4 at all ranges. The Fujifilm XF18 to 120mm f4L MPZWR consists of 15 elements divided into 12 groups. This includes 3 aspherical lens elements to counteract spherical aberration and distortion, along with 3 ED glass lens elements for reducing field curvature and other spherical aberrations. Dust and weather resistant, this lens can function in temperatures as low as -10 degrees Celsius 14 degrees Fahrenheit and is equipped with special fluorine coatings on the front and back elements to keep out dust and moisture. The Fujifilm XF18 to 120mm f4L MPZWR is a short and lightweight standard zoom lens, weighing only 460 grams and measuring 123.5mm in length. Unlike many other zoom lenses, zooming is done internally, meaning the lens barrel does not increase in size when zooming from 18mm to 120mm. The construction of the Fuji 18 to 120mm is excellent, appropriate for its use with a high-end camera like the X-H2 that we tested it on. The Fujifilm XF18 to 120mm f4L MPZWR lens has a metal mount, consisting of both plastic and metal materials, plus a non-rotating 72mm filter thread. This lens uses weather-resistant sealing technology in different parts of the body, making it ideal for a dust-proof and waterproof lens that can be paired with the X-H2 camera's weatherproof design. This lens has 3 control rings, a zoom ring, a focus ring, and an additional lever that can either adjust the zoom or focus with internal motors. The zoom ring is quite wide and has a textured, rubberized grip strip. The zoom and focus rings are easy to turn without being too loose. Note that the power zoom is noticeably noisy. The focus-by-wire focus ring is wide enough to be easily used, but since it has no hard stops at either side of the focus range, precisely focusing on infinity can be quite challenging. The Fujifilm XF18 to 120mm f4L MPZWR lens features a silent internal autofocusing system with a fast and accurate linear motor. With the IF feature, the front of the lens does not rotate when focusing, which is great for any photographers wishing to use a polarizer or graduated neutral density filter with this lens. With internal zooming and focusing, this lens is simpler to use with gimbal stabilization devices as it doesn't interfere with balance or weight. You can always use the manual focus ring to adjust your focus no matter if you are in autofocus or AF lock mode. If you keep the shutter button half pressed, you can even make manual focusing adjustments while still in autofocus locking mode. The ZF button beside the zoom lever enables zoom to focus modes. The speed of the zoom is determined by how quickly the ring is rotated, making the zoom lever more suitable than the zoom and focus rings on the lens. Besides the innovative zoom lever, Fujifilm also added 2 custom function buttons to this lens. These 2 buttons allow you to preset either a constant zoom speed, focal length, or focus point and adjust your camera's menu settings. Rather than having a regular aperture ring on the lens barrel, the Fujifilm XF18 to 120mm f4L MPZWR requires you to adjust it via the camera body's controls. This lens comes with a large plastic pedal-shaped hood and the standard Fujifilm soft lens bag as accessories. On a full-frame camera, the 18mm focal length offers an angle of view of 76.5 degrees. On a full-frame camera, the 120mm focal length has an angle of view of 13.5 degrees. Set to maximum aperture f4, the corners of the lens experience visible light fall-off at wider focal lengths, necessitating a minimum of 3 f-stops of closing down to prevent it. Bokeh is the term for the blurred-out areas of a picture and is often evaluated subjectively with phrases such as smooth, creamy, or harsh. The XF18 to 120mm f4L MPZWR lens by Fujifilm features an iris diaphragm with 7 circular blades, giving a fairly attractive bokeh effect even though this is a standard zoom lens, operating at slow speeds. We understand that assessing bokeh is subjective, so we've put together a few examples below, all taken with the aperture set to f4.